Draped in a towel but alive, new images of Rudy Farias as the mystery around his disappearance deepens. The 25-year-old was allegedly found last week outside a church and unresponsive, his family says, 8 years after he allegedly vanished without a trace while walking his dogs.
So in 2015, this bitch called the cops saying that her son was missing. They did a search, found nothing. During the whole time she's calling the cops, telling them, hey, look, my son is still missing. What are you doing to do with this, and that? Fast forward 8 years. He was found last week, and investigators found out that he was actually in the mom's house this whole time, that he was not missing. Now, supposedly, from what I read, he actually did run away. But then, like 2 days later, he came back. And from his account, is that the mom was kind of telling him, oh, you're gonna get in trouble, you need to hide here, you're in big trouble. I honestly don't know the full details of it, but basically she convinced this motherfucker to stay in the house and basically be hidden. I believe they changed his name and his age, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly.
Telling investigators that he was home with his mother the entire time and that she subjected him to substantial amounts of abuse. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor broke this story and has his disturbing version of what happened. Brooke?
Yeah, Erica, and Eric, activist Quanell X has been inside of this hotel. He has had communication with Rudy all day long and tells me for the last 8 years, Rudy told him he has been sexually abused and heavily drugged by his own mother.
You would hear story. It's crazy because you would hear stories like this and you'd be like, damn, like how the fuck could a parent like do that? I can't picture a scenario where like I would do that to my kids. You get me? And I also can't. You try to put yourself in that kid's shoes and it's like it's hard because one, I don't see my mom doing that to me. And at the same time, being me, maybe I'm just talking shit, but I probably would have just knocked my mom out. I was like 17 at the time, and you got locked up till like you was 25, and like it's not even locked up. Like there was bars around the windows. I don't think there was. I'll check in a minute, but like not at one point you wanted to just barge through the fucking door, and supposedly he was able to go out. And he changed his name, like he was like, I don't know, everything in this story sounds kind of crazy. Now supposedly he was suffering from depression, anxiety. His father did delete himself. He was a cop getting investigated for ticket rigging, allegedly. Like I said, y'all could look it up yourselves. And then the brother allegedly died in a motorcycle accident, which he considered his best friend. So the depression and anxiety part, I understand totally, especially with those types of circumstances. Like I totally get it. But to still play that role is, I don't know. I think they're both. I think both of them got some type of issues, to be honest. And it's a lose. Well, regardless of the scenario, it's a lose-lose for the mother. Because if she really did that, then throw the book at her, and I hope she gets fucked up in jail every single day for doing that. But if it was that it was both, that they both played along with it, that's just, I don't know what type of thinking. I don't know what type of brainwash that would, I don't know what type of power you would need over someone to kind of brainwash them into thinking that, especially when they're set like 16, 17. So if it's either that the shit she was doing was like way further than what is reported, like maybe he was being abused like since way younger and he thought it was like, alright, that's the norm, or he thought of it and she just played along with it. But regardless of what, like, that's like, it's some sick individuals, man. Y'all gotta be careful out here. When I first heard this story, I thought it was a prank. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I thought it was that, you remember that one family that they video recorded like some homemade movie, and it was like a UFO, hot air balloon or whatever, and then it flew up, and they were calling the cops saying, "Oh, yo, my kid is stuck in there. He's floating in the sky," and it was like world fucking national headlines. It kind of reminded me of that until I dug into it and I saw and I read, all the allegations and what potentially could have happened with this kid. Then it switched and it went from that story to the story about that one music director that he directed the video for the Fugees. I believe it was Ready or Not, and he was from Patterson, which is crazy. He he kept his kids in the house. I think his daughters, two of them, and you know what I mean. He wanted like a pure blood, offspring. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the fuck is the thought process in that. Like, I don't know what made y'all think that having a kid with your kid would somehow come out okay. It, like forget the moral or ethical implications, just like genetically. You get me? Like, how do you think that would come to be? Like, how do you think that's gonna end if you do that? Like, the kid's not gonna come out perfect. I mean, no kid comes out perfect, but the kid's not. If he comes out to be like a normal functioning human being, then that's that that's a rare thing. There's always some type of um genetic defect, I guess would be the best term, when there's like when it involves like inbreeding. Um but given the fact that I think this story was from like Texas, so it's like, I mean, it's the South. I'm joking. But yeah, man, this story crazy. Again, I hope she gets what she deserves. Him, not so much. It depends on what develops from the story. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I'm giving him that side eye. It's something just doesn't seem right to me in this story. But anyway, let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you in the next one.